Both of these problems you have to find the exact solutions, but they're going to be in the complex number form. So since the first one has parentheses squared by themselves, so the squared is isolated, I'm just going to square root both sides. And of course the square root cancels off the squared and leaves you with just an x minus 9 on the left side. Now, remember, when you take the square root of the other side, you have to remember to put the plus or minus symbol in there. And then I'm going to break this down to be the square root of a positive 16 times the square root of a negative 1. And then remember that it's plus or minus. The square root of 16 is 4, and the square root of negative 1 is represented by the letter I. And so now all you have to do is add 9 to cancel it out here, but you have to add 9 on the other side. 9 is a real number. 4i is imaginary, so you cannot combine them. You're going to put that positive 9 first, and then the plus or minus 4i second. That puts it in what they call the a plus bi form, which is the way complex numbers look. They always look like that. So that's your answer. X equals 9 plus or minus 4i. Now, number 24 you're gonna have to use the quadratic formula because it's not factorable. I've not taught you how to complete the square, so we can't use that method. You got to use the quadratic formula. And so on this one, your A is a 1. The B is this negative 6. And the C is 13. And then the quadratic formula is negative of whatever B is, plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4 times A times C over 2 times A. And then, why did I write A equals B? Hell if I know. A is the number 1. Oh my gosh. It's getting late. It's like almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Let's see. B is a negative 6. So negative 6 goes here. Negative 6 goes there. And then it's A was 1. C is 13 over 2 times A is 1. All right. And so now this part, negative of a negative 6 is going to be a positive 6. Plus or minus the square root of, and then when I do, different color here, when I do all of this under the radical, when you take negative 6 and square it, that is a 36, and then minus 4 times 1 times 13 gives me a negative 16 again. Oh man, oh well, sorry. Didn't realize I gave you the same thing on this one. All over 2 times 1, which is 2. And then, of course, you just look right above it. When I did, pink here, when I did the square root of negative 16, I got the plus or minus 4i. So this right here is going to be the same thing. You're going to have 6 plus or minus 4i all over 2. And then this one I can reduce. You can take the 6 and divide it by 2 and the 4i and divide it by 2. So that's going to be 3 plus or minus 4 divided by 2 is a 2, 2i. So sorry, I think I meant to give you another radical you had to do something with, but it's the same one, so there you go. Complex numbers. Gotta love them.